6 years between albums can be torture for hardcore fans, but when a band gets the gears working again after that long for a great record, it can be well worth the wait. And sometimes tomorrow never comes. Sometimes it does. Is Rancid's 10th outing worth the wait? Find out in this punk rock review with denim vest and golf shirts and American Idiots. She was right. I'm the American Idiot. I like it. I'm not gonna crack. Okay, random Nirvana references aside, Tomorrow Never Comes is a blistering 16-track album that adds up to 28 minutes in total. The longest song here is 2 minutes and 37 seconds, and most of the songs are 1 minute apiece, and that's pretty cool. Tim Armstrong on lead vocals, kind of lopsided on this one. I do like the trade-off between Tim, Lars, and Matt, which is really interesting. We don't get a lot of Matt vocals, but it's a little bit lopsided in the Tim Armstrong lead vocals, if you ask me. I think Lars just isn't doing a whole lot of singing on these tracks. Mud, Blood, and Gold is the first unheard song of the record, and it smacks around like a crazy person, but has the musical strengths that take me back to the Indestructible days. That's my favorite Rancid record. I know I'm kind of weird, but that's my favorite one. The echo effect is kind of nice touch at the end of the song, which is something we'll talk about later. This album has a little bit more depth, at least a little bit more variation in the musical department. It's not anywhere near as polished as Indestructible, but it does have some nice bells and whistles that kind of echo and are well placed and downplayed in a way that they feel very authentic and very punk rock. And any song called The Devil in Disguise is perfect. 10 out of 10 freaking music, man. It almost made me say the F word. I did say the F word. You rancid punks moving, we're always on touring and breaking hearts in cities that we leave behind. Oh, you guys know that song? New American, with its oh so many minutes, just this giant, massive song, has dropkick, call and response type things, upholstering the story about a butcher and sunsets. And while this song does go on for days and days and days and days and minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes, it's a good vacation to be on, you rats and scallywags. Another very muscly and pirate-faced Rancid song. It's pretty good. I'm thirsty. Blood and Violent History starts with the sound of rain, oddly enough, before the Rancid punk comes through with their rat-a-tat-tat sound. Green Day flavors abound here, and that's a very high compliment on this channel. Berkeley punks do it better, my brethren. I wish they were a little closer to me here on the opposite coast, but you know, we love our opposite coasts. Don't Make Me Do It is a gnarly dwarf of a song, 58 seconds. It's not nearly the strongest track that I've ever heard, but it's over before I can start to build my complaints. That bastard Timmy. Man, bastard Timmy. The theme of this album is centered around trying to do right by your fellow man, and possibly Tim making out with the boogeyman and becoming an eternal being, a godlike Tim Armstrong with his weird vocal delivery. It's powerful in that you'll find the arms staring up at your hair if you're not careful. What does that say? It has the arms on your hair standing on end. That's what I meant to say there. That makes perfect sense. Live Forever is the highlight, possibly the strongest song on the record, as it preaches about them doing right and being a stand-up human being. Get yourself right, let's go! Kiss the boogeyman? Okay, Tim, that's weird. I mean, I guess boogeyman, I guess I'd kiss a boogeyman. The low light on the record, as opposed to a highlight, in my personal ears, I am not crazy about the Prisoners song. It's not a defective song, it's just a tempo that doesn't tickle my eardrum fancy, and that's okay, because it might tickle your eardrum fancy, and we're all in this musical thing together. Everybody's different, and everybody likes different stuff. This one's for you. It's not for me. It's a good song. I just don't like it. There's something about that tempo. Tell me, I know I'm supposed to be the musical expert, but tell me what kind of tempo that is in the comments, because I get songs like that where a band that I love puts out a song like Prisoner's Song and I don't like it. What's wrong with that song, man? Magnificent Rose is straight up Motorhead. I mean, Lars, I feel like Lars is the Motorhead fan of the band. And, man, wow. Whew. He ain't the type that's going to hang around. There's some Everly Brothers influence on that, legendary stuff, and they're absolutely boss. They absolutely craft it into a Rancid tune. Keep doing that. I like the Motorhead, Everly Brothers, Rancid punk rock. How? What's wrong with me? There's 10 perfect Rancid songs on this record out of 16. There's 5 decent Rancid songs out of 16, and there's 1 in Prisoner's Song that's for you. It's not for me. When an album's as short as Green Day's Father of All ... if there's a whole lot to complain, or even if there's a little bit to complain about, Rancid would be in serious trouble here. But they want to be troublemakers, but I don't think they're troublemakers on this record. In the sense of my meaning, which is a good way. Are you following? Into the tide. Lars comes to find you at the drop dead end. Meet him there with his 3.4 out of 5 punk rock album. Meet him there before it's too late. Excuse me, I got to go to the drop dead end. Is this the way to the drop dead end? The drop dead end? I think this is a house.